Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California Weather Watch. Today is October 15th, and right now we are looking at the visible satellite imagery. You can still see the spin in the atmosphere coming across portions of Nevada, still bringing a bit of wraparound moisture across the Sierra Nevada. We'll take all the snow we can get across the higher terrain, but that is going to be wrapping up as we go on in through the day today. So we're going to be taking a look at what is to come next, and we'll take a look at the extended forecast here as we go through the video today. Taking a look at some of the precipitation totals. I mean, my goodness, what a storm. It encompassed much of the state of California, Sacramento Valley, the Bay Area, some very heavy amounts, especially down towards San Jose and a little bit further south towards Monterey Bay, Santa Cruz. Go down the central coast a little bit, some very healthy amounts. We go towards a little bit further down south, and we go towards, you can see Lompoc is right there, Santa Maria, but some very heavy amounts. And again, the models did quite well because you can see the biggest amounts across some of the transverse range. Look at these totals up over 3 inches, some up over 4 inches. Los Angeles County, some areas, the coastal areas as well, got up over 2 inches, and some pretty decent amounts all the way down through Orange County and into San Diego. And you can kind of see how this system coming from the southwest really wrung itself out across the higher terrain, and you did not get much precipitation off to the east of the mountains, a little bit across some of San Bernardino County, but it did not amount to too much. Now, taking a look here at something interesting. So 1 day snow water equivalent, a little bit of a crude map here from the National Weather Service, but you can see how we piled up that snow across the higher terrain. Very beneficial, even for this time of year. Even if this melts, this is a very beneficial. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about that here in a moment. Now, let's go ahead and click off of that one, and we'll go ahead and look at the North American model. I did want to kind of round things up what's going on here this morning, and you can see there is still a few showers of snow out there, but that, again, should be wrapping up here over the next few hours. And we get a couple of days off. We need it. We deserve it after having this robust system, very unusual storm ripping across the state of California. So let's start to take a look at what is next. And first things first, there is going to be a bit of some offshore flow coming. Get some gusty winds out of the northeast across some portions. See some northerly winds there as we go through tonight across some of the San Joaquin Valley. But watch how things start to turn a bit more easterly here as we go on in through Thursday night. You can see coming across the Sierra Nevada. It starts to come across portions of Southern California, some strong winds across some of the desert areas across Nevada on into San Bernardino County. And then as we scroll off in towards Friday, they do start to weaken a bit. But just a heads up there, if you're going off across some of the higher terrain and whatnot, some of these gusty winds, the Gap Canyon winds there across Southern California could be gusting a little bit up over 40 miles per hour as well. But if we scroll a little bit closer here, I'll scroll out in towards Friday morning, and you can see some of these greens showing up and some of the lighter greens, maybe some gusts up towards 45 across some of the transverse range to the canyons and gap areas. I don't know how windy it's going to get just yet. We'll watch that again tomorrow for things like the Santa Ana winds there as well, and some brisk northerlies across a lot of the desert areas. But you can see this come out across some of the islands as well. And if we look at the 10-meter wind gust here across the Sierra Nevada, you can kind of see that. Again, that's Thursday afternoon, Thursday night. You see these gusty winds. Again, that's out of the northeast there. Now, taking a look at extended forecast here on the European artificial intelligence. So we do get a couple of days off. Weak system through the Pacific Northwest. No impact for California, at least precipitation-wise. Stronger storm does arrive this weekend, and that could start to bring some precipitation back to northern zones as we go on into today's Sunday. And then we scroll off into the future, and it continues to show a very active Pacific jet stream towards the Pacific Northwest. Also potential for some of the subtropical moisture to come back up over California. But that is still a ways out. That's on into next week. So we're going to be watching that closely over the next few days. And we'll continue to watch some of these storm systems and see just how impactful they are for the Pacific Northwest. Because you can see as we go off into the extended forecast, look at some of these monsters approaching Vancouver Island and the Washington coast. And that can bring some pretty potent frontal system activity down into the state of California. So we'll definitely be watching those systems and the exact track of them over, the next few days and on in through the next week or two. Because it looks like the Pacific Ocean starting to wake up. As you can see, it just continues to throw some bombs towards the Pacific Northwest in the extended forecast. And it's not too late if you want to get your nice affordable home weather station before the weather starts to get even a bit more active, maybe as we go on into the fall and the winter months. Click down below to save 10% off. Very fun weather station, easy to mount, all solar powered, no moving parts. No batteries outside either. Now, snow depth in inches, I mentioned this earlier. So if I scroll through here, you notice it's like, oh, we're losing our snow melt. That's not a great thing. But the thing is about snow, when you drop it across the higher terrain and then you kind of melt it just gradually like this, that's very beneficial for the ecosystem. That absorbs into the ground much better than if you just bring a big atmospheric river and you're slamming huge amounts in there. And a lot of that precipitation when it's rainfall runs off. But the snow that's up there right now, kind of gradually melting here as we go on in through the next couple of weeks or so, or the next week in this model's case. But that's very beneficial to the area, and then still some left even as we go on into October 20th. So very nice to see that. 15-day precipitation anomaly. Again, the storm track pointed at some portions of the Pacific Northwest, could be including Northern California at times, in kind of a mixed signal here across Central and Southern California, at least for the time being. That goes through about October 29th. And there's the 8 to 14 day. In fact, look at this, the entire lower 48 above normal, including Hawaii, portions of Alaska. And of course, that includes us here on the West Coast in the 8 to 14 day. Again, that makes sense with what we just looked at, lines up with the artificial intelligence model on the Climate Prediction Center 8 to 14 day forecast. So anyway, check out the Patreon page. It's a great way to donate some of your hard-earned money if you want to help support the channel. And again, none of this is possible without you guys. I mean, I've got members on the YouTube page and the Patreon page here as well. And just the act of coming back daily to view these videos helps the channel immensely. That's a big part of the monetary process of this, is that I get ad revenue from YouTube. Helps me do this. I do have a day job at Alaska Airlines as well, and this has allowed me to cut back how much I work there. I actually work a job share there right now. So again, thanks for everybody. I'm very grateful for you guys for coming back to check back and watch daily. So anyway, yep, we'll do this either we'll do this either tomorrow or the next day. We'll see. We're getting a nice little break here, but we'll continue to watch very closely. I also run a worldwide weather watch page, so check that out as well. So anyway, yeah, hope you guys are having a good day, and I will talk to you guys later.